It could be his last match. For him, it's a must-win. I think for the team, it's a must-win. And even if he's not here, this match is crucially important for United. They have to bounce back, and they have to beat Sunderland. And I know Sunderland have been good, and I'm going to flip it over to you guys to kind of talk about Sunderland a little bit before we talk about United. But we can't keep having the same conversation we've had week over week about what United are and what they are. So we'll just preview this match. So I'll switch it over to you guys now. Talk a little bit about Sunderland and their 5th place currently spot as the table sits.
Insane.
Get us started, Mila.
There's a lot of good things to say about them. I think they did a lot of good business in the window. We talked about it, especially with Xhaka, just to bring in a captain in this league and knows the league. Strong, physical, aggressive. Like it just was a smart signing to bring into a team that just got promoted into the league. And on top of that, they have some names that are young names that have been ones to watch that have now developed. I think Daniel Ballard's a good example of that, center back. Guys like Trey Hume that I haven't heard of before, but that are playing pretty good, and then they make other additions to the squad. So they're looking good. I think this is going to be a really tough game for United. And honestly, it'll be a good indication of where the players' heads are at. Because if they know that it's hanging on by a string and you don't see the effort out there, I think it's pretty telling that they don't want him to be there. And that's one thing to look out for me. And I think the other thing would be that Lemons is probably Lemons.
Yeah, I need to hear him pronounce it 50 more times before I get it right.
I think it was
Layman's. I think
of
Layman's.
I heard Layman's.
I hear
Layman's.
That when I think it's Layman's
both.
terms, but it's not. I don't know if it's.
I've heard it both ways.
He should get the start this week. I think I've seen things that he's been good in training. It's about time that he gets a shot.
Yeah.
I've just seen Bayendier play like a handful of times. To Dylan's point, that's enough for me. Like, especially with seeing Onana for as long as he did and his performances, all things considered, and then just to immediately see a different keeper and go, oh, he's worse, I think it's tough. But
that is tough.
If Sunderland are a legit team, that lost one game this year, it was to Burnley.
They've only conceded 4 goals in 6 matches.
And their defense has been great. Mukiele came in from PSG, he's pretty much in their bomb squad, and he's been fantastic. I think he was really good against Forest. The other guy, the Paraguayan defender, they got him from Getafe, so I think he can defend based off of that. Has that DNA in him. But yeah, Xhaka, huge. I mean, we recalled Guiu and they went and just brought Brian Brobby. Like, that to me was like, oh, they can just go buy him as a contingency plan. Like, I think that speaks volumes in itself. But I think the manager as well, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name. He's very French. But I think he's been fantastic. I think it's been almost a foil of what Amorim's been like. When you come up from the championship, you have to adjust your style of play. You go from dominating a team to now you're the hunted. And I think given all of the players that have come in with a mix of a few of the guys that were still there to help them come up, I didn't even mention the keeper. Also won't try to pronounce that name, but he's been unreal since the season started for them. I think it's really commendable. I mean, like guys like Lafille have barely even been involved to me this year, and they're still just kind of ticking along. I don't have all the stats in front of me, but compared to the teams last year that came up, it's a whole different ballgame. And it's ironic now, but it might be unironic by New Year's. But this legitimately can be a bottom half / relegation level 6-pointer. I mean, Sunderland are in the Champions League spots right now, but it's a huge game. And I think, Dylan, you hit it on the right head. This really could be it for Amorim. I mean, definition of insanity, do the same thing over and over again, expect different results. We're hearing the same stuff. You're not seeing any progress. You're seeing the same stuff, to your point, same substitutions, same center backs coming on, Mount wing back shifts. Like, even in the middle of a game, 80th minute, whatever, he's still sticking to that shape no matter what. Maybe it's a sign of defiance. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But I think maybe we know it's time. To your point, you don't really care anymore if it's him, it's someone else.
Yeah.
You just want to see something different. There needs to be a reaction whether it's the fan, like you, Dylan, like you're saying, you don't feel anything after games anymore. That's not right. Like you need to feel something. So I think whether it's a manager gone, which is obviously the easiest thing to do compared to changing other positions in the organization. Something does have to change, but yeah, I think losing to Sunderland could be the nail in the coffin. Of course, we gave him his last fucking win. But what are your thoughts?
We could even win this game, and it might be his last match. Like I'm not convinced of anything. I think it's an international break after that, right? I think
perfect timing.
So look, he might. I know that there's some stipulation in his contract where he might
November,
leave, and
like that.
It's a less payout. It's going to happen at this point. It's a matter of when, not if, in my opinion.
And once these conversations happen,
unless there's a crazy turnaround in the next 2 matches, which is my only hope as a United fan. I want to see United win every game. There's a lot of people out there that look at these matches and look at the manager and go, well, if we lose another one, he'll get sacked. That's awful. You're not a fan, in my opinion. You're just an agenda-driven human being that wants to see your position right. Like every Manchester United fan should hope that Amorim is successful, he's backed, and we go on to win things. Now, do I think that's going to happen anymore? No, but I'm still going to sit here with delusion and hope it happens. I've just lost the faith. I've lost the faith.
Supporting.
Look, I can't go into a match against Sunderland. I couldn't go into a match against Brentford, who have been awful at home, and think United are going to pick up 3 points here. But it doesn't come down to just Amorim and the tactics or anything. It's not one thing at this point. It's so many cogs are fucked up that we're sitting here just going in circles about what the issues are. And so for United's sake, and where I want to see them change is they've got to maximize Bruno at some point. I think that his burden has been at an all-time high over the last 2 seasons. And so instead of making him the focal point, they need to make someone else the focal point and take that burden off of him. How they do that at this rate, I don't know. I honestly would just start Manu next to Bruno. I think if you're going to concede chances like they already do, just stick Manu out there with Bruno and say, hey, look, we're going to concede these chances. Sunderland don't love to hold the ball, so we'll just play the game. And if they're going to smash and grab, we're going to try to hold possession here, and we're going to go and try to win this match by bludgeoning them with more opportunities. At this point, I don't know what else you do.
Something.
He'll probably go with Casemiro. I kind of forgot that he's probably back after this because it was yellow cards and not just a straight red, but I don't even know.
I understand wanting to do something radical, but I think that example in particular would just leave you even somehow more open. I don't see how that does it, but I get what you're saying. Like something needs to be done differently. But again, in my eyes, like you were saying, you hope in a perfect world United don't drop another point ever again. Amorim figures it out. He's the guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're a fan. That's what you want. Objectively neutral, not neutral. I like hate a little bit, but the way I see it is he's not going to change anything. He's not going to do that. I don't think he's capable. But again, we've had that conversation a million fucking times. Yeah. In terms of this game coming up this weekend, you're probably right about Casemiro being in there. Bruno's load getting lightened, in theory, put him back in one of the 10 positions, give him more freedom, less to worry about in terms of holding the team together. But now you're pushing out one of your shiny new toys.
You're not pulling out Cunha.
I know we don't want to keep having the same conversation. To me, it just goes back to you can't fit your best players on the same 11 and maximize what they're capable of. So again, it's a conversation we've already had. We've ran that dry. But yeah, it's a philosophical thing when it comes to that.
Yeah.
What do we think's going to happen? Is it at home?
It is at home, and United have played better at home, so there's some life on the idea that they'll pick up points. Like we can't win, away from Old Trafford. So, and the support's always good. I think it'll be good in this one, but like the idea that it could go sour really quickly it's possible, right? Like if United don't pick up the first goal or they don't figure it out quickly in this match, and Sunderland kind of sit there and they're around the match, like it could turn sour. It could turn sour. It's just I think that's the scariest thing is if you lose the fan base from a United perspective, it's always really bad when it happens. I think back to C.O.C last year when he got the early hook. And I've been in the stadium. I was there for the Spurs one. Like that was rough. It's rough being there when it's that toxic, and it doesn't really happen often. I could see it happening in this one if it goes bad quickly. It's a little scary. The worst part is I honestly, like I said, I don't think it's all Amorim's fault. I don't think it's necessarily the system or the structure, because I pointed out that all 3 goals that we conceded came down to individual errors. It wasn't like because they got carved open through the middle or anything like that. I think it's more just like you can't fit your personnel, like you were saying, Grant. And so you're going to have to put Bruno in that spot, and Manu can't get into the side. And then it's just questions. It creates questions of everyone and everything, and burdens are being asked.
If you're winning every game, no one's going to ask because, he knows what he's doing.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm wrong. And managers do that all the time. Mila, I'm sure you can speak on it. You'll see a lineup, think, what is Pep doing today? And you'll win 4-0. Oh, he knew more than me. I'm sure that's happened to you before. You see the lineup and you think, oh, what the fuck's our manager doing? Then boom, you got it right. It answers a lot of your questions when it works. So to your point, Dylan, when it's the opposite, there's going to be even more questions. And yeah, I think it's done. Should have been done.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the ways that United.
I'm trying to think of this prediction
and win this match. Like, look, if United don't make mistakes, I honestly think they can win the match. It might be ugly, but I think
if they score more goals than the other team, I do think there's a chance.
That will be helpful if they score more than the other team. But like Burnley beat them this year. We beat Burnley.
Burnley and them were having.
Well, that means you're going to pepper them.
There's a little added tension in that fixture.
Sunderland don't score goals though, so like if that's why I'm saying the point about like limiting the amount of mistakes, because United will hold the possession. I'm assuming. I don't know why they wouldn't. I don't know why Sunderland would rock in. They have been pretty part of the course for a new relegated or previously relegated side coming up, being like, all right, we're gonna let the big teams hold the ball. We'll hit you on the counter.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to 2 things: like, can United take their chances, which they haven't done this season. Which, if United had taken their chances, like, we probably are looking at this in a different light too. Bruno makes 2 penalties. Mm-hmm. Like, United are in a much better spot, which is crazy.
Would have drafted him in fantasy.
And then, can they be sound enough on defense? Can they not do what they did against Brentford? Because Brentford actually play, to a certain extent, some football. Or I don't.
Absolutely.
So, those are the 2 questions. And that I don't know. I could see this going very similar to the way that Sunderland played against Aston Villa, and it being this kind of like back and forth, kind of canceling each other out with the way that the styles work, and then it ending like 1-1. Obviously, that Aston Villa game had a red card for Sunderland, but the principle is the same. They have high quality chances, Sunderland. It's just about, do they convert that high quality chance? And so far this season, that's been the MO for United, is to give up high quality chances and then teams convert them and then them be in a hole. So I don't know. Mila, what do you see from the match? Let's do a little predicky and then we'll move on to City.
We got 2-0 Sunderland.
2-0 Sunderland.
Yeah. I don't see it going well.
I was going to go 2-1 with the consolation in like the 87th. Sunderland, of course.
Yeah. We're going to win 3-1.
Of course.
I don't know. I'm not confident in that, but we're going to win 3-1. And I'll get on here next week and I'll tell you that we're going to go into Anfield and beat them 5-0. That's how it works.
Well, that I can believe more.
that you can get behind.
This is just the way your team works.
Yeah, 1 game good, 1 game bad, or actually it's 1 game good, 6 games bad, 1 game.
I was gonna say you gotta check them.
This year it's been 1-1. Anyways,